Hello, you're watching New Vision TV News. My name is Lynn Komjisha. We come to you from the New Vision newsroom. We bring you news around Uganda, news around the East African region, and news elsewhere in the world. We also bring you a Pearl of Africa story as well as a special report. For now, we take a look at news around Uganda. We'll start off with news in Kampala. President MUSEVENI will lead a 10-kilometer walk this Sunday during the second National Physical Activity Day at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds in Kampala. The revelation was made by the Minister of Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng. She said other activities slated for the day include aerobics, football, netball, volleyball, and basketball. There will also be free screening for cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart diseases on the day set aside to remind the population about the contribution of physical activity in the prevention of non-communicable diseases. From Ntoroko district, leaders there have declared a war on commercial charcoal burning as one way of saving forests. Now, Elijah Biyabalema, the resident district commissioner, said the fight against indiscriminate tree cutting for commercial charcoal production must be fought fiercely. With immediate effect, hefty fines are to be levied against those found cutting trees. In addition, they will be arrested and their charcoal auctioned. Also, trucks transporting charcoal to Fort Poto will be intercepted. In Chikube district, thousands of refugees continue to flock the district following fresh tribal clashes in the Democratic Republic of Congo between the Lendu and Bangiti. Talking to New Vision TV, Kremlin Fali, the head of external relations at the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, said that 35,000 Congolese entered Uganda last month, stretching services at the reception center in Changwali. The number is expected to rise. With conflict in neighboring countries, Uganda has become host to refugees from the Democratic Republic of Congo, South Sudan, and Burundi in the last 10 years. From Nebi, the former Forum for Democratic Change Party President Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE and the incumbent President Patrick AMURIAT have camped in West Nile to mobilize support for the party. The team that includes Ingrid Tirinawe and Caps Hassan Fungaro of Obongi County are traversing Ajimani, Moyo, Yumbe, Koboko, Arua and Nebi districts to rally support ahead of the 2021 general elections. BESIGYE appealed to Ugandans to uphold Article 1 of the Constitution, which stipulates that power belongs to the people, urging people to meaningfully fight for their rights. Patrick Amuriat of the FDC said the party is also identifying candidates to contest for various positions in the next polls. From Ajimani district's operations came to a standstill Tuesday morning at Omi landing site when a bus plying the Kampala-Moyo route plunged into the River Nile as it lost control while boarding the ferry. According to an eyewitness, the bus lost control and broke the chain anchored to the ferry before wading into the river. Taban Peter Deta, the RDC who rushed the scene, said no one was injured during the early morning incident. Taban said although the situation appears serious, all is in control, adding that the bus submerged halfway into the river. A joint team of engineers from UNRWA and UNHCR were called in to get the bus out. From Kabale district, officials from the Ministry of Agriculture and the Uganda Police Force Mandi raided the district, impounding fake agro-inputs worth millions of shillings from several shops. The operation was led by Fred Muzira, the agricultural inspector in the Department of Crop Inspection and Certification in the Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries Ministry. It targeted dealers in Kabale Taxi Park, Bushekure Road and along Kabale Road. Muzira said that they were shocked to find some of the dealers either selling fake inputs or agricultural chemicals to unsuspecting farmers. From Budaka district, the Journey of Hope Walk 2019, a charity campaign, has so far seen walkers cover 9 days, and their next stop is Mbale district. It is the 9th leg of a 467-kilometer, 18-day walk from Kampala to Napak, Karamoja. The group had a rest day on Monday in Budaka, camping at Budaka Town Council grounds. Our reporter Joseph KIZZA, who is with the team, sent in a report.
We are on the Journey of Hope Walk 2019. We are headed for Mbale, which is our next pit stop, but our final destination is Karamoja. We have We have walked about 204 kilometers already from Kampala. The entire journey is 467 kilometers. So we had a rest day yesterday on Monday. The workers are in great shape. They're highly motivated. It's a warm morning already, but the spirits are very high. Looks like it rained here yesterday, but everything is going on well.
Now, despite their loss to Senegal, Monday evening, the Uganda Cranes team came back to a warm welcome from the President, Yoweri Museveni. He congratulated the players and coaching staff with a handsome gift of 3.7 billion Uganda shillings, which makes them 4.7 billion shillings richer after the 1 billion shillings from CAF as a token of appreciation for flying the national flag so high in Egypt. Meanwhile, the now former Uganda Cranes tactician, the French international Sébastien Desabre, was unveiled as head coach of top flight club in the Egyptian Premier League side Pyramids FC. Desabre has been earning $20,000, which is 75 million Uganda shillings per month, but now his new deal is believed to be worth $60,000, which is 222 million Uganda shillings per month. And now for news around East Africa. From Kenya, Nakuru members of parliament want the town's elevation to a city delayed for at least 10 years. They now join street traders and hawkers in opposing the elevation of the municipality to a city status. The MPs Bahati of Kimani Ngujiri and David Jikaria of Nakuru East argue that the city should come after economic development plans are drawn and implemented. Wall Street vendors and hawkers are worried that Nakuru becomes a city that will be ejected from operating on the streets. Nakuru and Eldoret, which are the third and fourth largest towns, are earmarked for elevation to city status. From South Sudan, today marks 8 years of South Sudan's independence from Sudan, but there were no big celebrations because of the tough economic situation in the country. Information Minister Michael McQuay said there has been a low-profile celebration at the presidency because the country did not want to lose money to national celebrations. The last big celebrations marking the birth of South Sudan were in 2013. Now, in Rwanda, Rwanda's national carrier will start training pilots locally under a joint venture with the Saudi Arabia aviation company Nexus in order to help cut costs of training pilots abroad and hiring expatriates. Now, for news around the world, from Nigeria, the death toll from a fuel pipeline blast in Nigeria's commercial hub, Lagos, has risen to 12, according to a senior official, after 10 victims died of their injuries from last week's explosion. A huge fireball was sparked by vandals who broke open a state-run pipeline in order to steal petrol in the Ijegun area of the city on Thursday, the latest in a string of similar tragedies. 2 people were killed immediately in the inferno, which consumed more than 30 vehicles as it tore through the area, with a further 20 admitted in hospital, many with severe burns. In Ethiopia, a motorbike ban aimed at curbing crime has come into effect in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa. It was announced last month, with City Mayor Takale Uma saying that a large number of crimes were being carried out by people on motorbikes. It was announced last month, with City Mayor Takele Uma saying that a large number of crimes were being carried out by people on motorbikes. At the time, Mr. Takele said the exceptions would be made for people using vehicles for business, but there seems to be some confusion. One food delivery company has suspended its services while it works out what is happening. In Hong Kong, Hong Kong's embattled pro-Beijing leader on Tuesday said a China extradition bill that sparked unprecedented political unrest is dead, but protesters immediately dismissed her comments, threatening more mass rallies. The international finance hub has been plunged into its worst crisis in recent history by a month of marches and sporadic violent confrontations between police and pockets of hardcore protesters. Now in Washington, torrential rains lashed Washington, D.C. and surrounding areas Monday, flooding many neighborhoods and hobbling electricity and transportation networks. The National Weather Service issued a flash flood warning as the storm hit, drowning roads and forcing closures of many major arteries. Airports and rail networks were also hit, causing delays. From France, police dropped a probe Tuesday into allegations of sexual assault against France's ambassador to the South Pacific nation of Vanuatu. The French government fired Robbie Judes after two women said he groped them during an official visit to New Caledonia in February. Judes denied the allegations, but Paris bosses sacked him in March after calling him back to Paris to explain himself. We now take a quick break and return with news and business.